Wataru Endo is undoubtedly the bargain signing of the season. At just £17 million, he has transformed Liverpool's midfield and become a real key player in their team. And with another brilliant performance against champions Manchester City, why is he so good and why has Endo proved everyone wrong? Let's get into it. Now, I knew a lot about Wataru Endo before he joined Liverpool. He was very good at Stuttgart and I actually really liked him as a player, but obviously Stuttgart weren't playing at the highest level. But he has really transformed Liverpool's midfield, and I do think it's mostly down to the fact he is a proper defensive midfielder, showing that's what Liverpool really needed at the start. But in my opinion, against Manchester City, he was the best midfielder on the pitch. I think he was better than anyone else, and he was everywhere doing everything he could. And when you pair this player up with someone like Virgil van Dijk behind him, you are going to get an elite defensive coverage there, and it definitely improves them a lot considering Liverpool struggled with defending at the start of the season. And now Endo isn't necessarily a flashy player, but he does his job so well and he's so effective. He often stood in such a good position just in front of Haaland, and he often stops the ball to go into Haaland very much. He's always in a great spot to pick up the ball where he doesn't actually have to use his physicality that much. He obviously knows he's probably going to lose a battle to Haaland, so he often stays a few feet away from him just so he can pick the ball up and not have any issues with him. And he was doing this a lot in the game. Endo is incredibly mobile. It doesn't even matter if the space between him and the midfielders is too much. If the midfielder, one of his other players, is trying to win the ball back or necessarily about to lose it if he's in a bit of a duel with a player, I thought Endo's pace going up to it was incredible all game. He's so quick at being activated to the chance, and his acceleration is amazing just to get to the ball and help his midfield. He's a player that goes around and helps everyone else. He helps everyone else on the ball and gets on the ball a lot more. And it's not just his coverage of Haaland, he was actually having very good coverage across the whole of the midfield. There's many times where De Bruyne or Bernardo Silva would also pick up the ball and he'd be so quick to get there because his acceleration is so amazing. He can often stand a few feet away from players and just quickly sprint to win the ball back, and he's very physical in a tackle, demanding it almost, so he's not allowing people just to turn him very easily. He's going to fight and try and win the ball back brilliantly. And although it's not necessarily a flashy thing to do or necessarily like the best technical ability in the world, Endo is actually very quick at doing a pass. I liken him to some of them good defensive midfielder playmakers you see. Now, he isn't necessarily always going to do a very far pass, but he's very quick. As soon as the ball comes to him and he sees a pass open, he'll pass it inside or make a run with it. And he's very good at just having nothing on the ball and then suddenly reactivating into making it quicker. This is very good for Liverpool and helps their tempo. He can often control when they are slow with the ball and he's being calm with it, or very quick and they want to get the pass quickly out to the wing or get out the pitch. And you can see that they're trusting him a lot more in that midfield, because as soon as Kelleher passes it out, Endo comes deeper to help the defenders, and often he is getting the ball in the inside. This is a very hard role. He's got to pick his passes carefully, and he's still not very afraid. He does passes across the whole pitch to the attackers, or he'll play it to the wingers. He doesn't really mind, and although they're not going to come off all the time, it's very good that he's showing that little brave ability on the ball, and that's going to help Liverpool in the long run keep the ball a lot more and actually create chances. And we know all season that Endo's been able to do great tackles, pick up great positions, and also do really good passes in the midfield. But something I really like specifically about this game is he sort of took up that Curtis Jones role. And the Curtis Jones role is basically where he has to press intensely on the left side. This is ordered to push teams backwards and get Liverpool to get the ball up higher up the pitch so they can create a chance instantly. And this happened a lot. Liverpool in this game